It's a beautiful evening in Nebraska as Union Omaha return to Werner Park for only the third time in 10 games this season as they play host to FC Tucson, who are coming off an encouraging draw on the road at North Texas last week. And my name is Ross Davenport, and thank you for joining us this evening. Let's take a look at our USL League One standings coming into this contest. As you can see there, Union Omaha sitting pretty in first place, 18 points from 9 games, while FC Tucson are in 11th. However, a win for the visitors tonight, along with some results going their way, could jump them up 3 points into 8th. Now, along with being in first place in the standings, Omaha also in first place with fewest goals allowed in League One. That's only 7. One of those was an own goal last game, and they've started the season with 7 of their 9 games on the road. Also had to change their center back pairing halfway through the season. Makes this start even more impressive for the Owls. You see, you've got Rashid Nuhu in blue here, one of the best goalkeepers in the league, helping out on that back row, along with Jacob Kroll and Dalton Knutson. On the other side of things, Tucson, they've only scored 9 goals this season. Their leading scorers all have just 2 goals apiece. João Delgado scoring here, one of those players with 2 goals, but he's out tonight with an injury. John Gallus told us during the week that this team really needs to run behind more, shoot more, and create more chances. He'll be hoping Emmanuel Ferriol, who scored this beautiful goal here versus North Carolina FC, and young Englishman Derek Korf can provide some offensive spark this evening. Well, we're nearly ready to get this one underway between FC Tucson and Union Omaha. We'll have lineups and kickoff for you just around the corner. Stay with us here as we get ready for this League One contest on ESPN+.
I'm actually the first person in my whole entire family, teenagers, adults, kids, grandparents, that's gotten my bachelor's degree. It was 16 hours to Missouri, and then we picked up my dad and my brother, and then it was another 5 hours here. I didn't get a walk for high school. Everyone else gets that opportunity, so when it came to this, I was like, I don't care how far it is away.
Union Omaha would like to thank these awesome restaurants in the Omaha Metro for providing team meals to our players during the 2021 season. Chick-fil-A Bellevue, Vitality Bowls, Papio Pit Barbecue, The Corner Kick, Epoca Cantina, and Beacon Hills. We appreciate your support and team meals during our 2021 season. Tonight, we would like to welcome our Centris Federal Credit Union Ball Kids. If you want to be a Centris Ball Kid at the next Union Omaha match, visit unionomaha.com/community to sign up. Thank you to Nebraska State Soccer for helping us select the Centris Ball Kids. Welcome back to Omaha as we get ready for tonight's game between Union Omaha and FC Tucson. Now, when Evan Conway, key player for Union Omaha, went down injured last month, many on the Omaha side of things were worried about who would push a little more forward for their team. Up stepped this man, Devin Boyce. Great engine, great work ethic, great competitiveness. They proved to be crucial in the final third for JMIM's squad. He had this goal and an assist in their last home match, a 4-2 win over New England Revolution 2. He'll be looking to add to his offensive numbers tonight. Partner Greg Hurst up top for J-Mims. Let's take a look at that Omaha lineup for J-Mims. Just the one change. Emir Alihadzic gets his 4th start of the season in center midfield, with John Skeers getting a well-earned rest after starting for each of the first 9 games. Evan Conway, as we mentioned earlier, remains out with an undisclosed injury. As for Tucson, unfortunately for John Gallus, he finds himself a little short-handed this evening. We got some injuries, got 2 red card suspensions. But before we get to him, Derek Korf. This is a man who's going to play up top tonight. He'll take more of a prominent attacking role, normally more of an attacking midfielder. The former Man City youth product will play center forward in the 4-3-3 formation. He scored 14 goals in his senior season at Wright State. That program's highest total in 34 years. He has 2 goals and assists already this season for Tucson, matching his totals from 11 appearances last season with New York Red Bulls too. Let's take a look at the rest of John Gallas's lineup. Again, a little short-handed. Alex Knox comes in at right back, and Manuel Ferriol makes his first start in 4 in the center of the park. Charlie Dennis gets a second straight start. And again, Bedoya will move slightly over to the right-hand side with Shaq Adams, the pacey Shaq Adams on the left. As referee Matt Geringer gets us underway here from Werner Park, visiting FC Tucson in the white, Union Omaha in their standard black. Matt Geringer wasn't scheduled to be the referee tonight, but our previous referee, Melvin Rivas, was a little delayed getting into Omaha, so a late change in the middle of the park for the man in the whistle. With the whistle, it will be Matt Geringer. So again, FC Tucson going left to right in the white, I should say. As here is that man, Devin Boyce, showing earlier how he likes to push forward. Charlie Dennis with the pressure there. And Omaha have only had 2 home games so far this season. This will be their 3rd. They're a formidable opponent here at home. Small field, the way they press. Like to hustle, force mistakes, and capitalize on those mistakes, something they've done a ton this season. So here, the Omaha fans making noise early. Through ball was looking there for Derek Korf, the Englishman we mentioned. Only 23, out of Chester. Played some at Rio Grande Valley in the NAIA level before transferring to Wright State, where he was a prolific goal scorer there. Lovely touch there by Tobias Otieno, who had the unfortunate own goal last week in that 1-1 draw against Richmond. J. Mims thought that was a pretty good performance. Thought they were a pretty good first half. They were up and felt they should have been up, but they didn't put it away. The guys were disappointed. Felt like a loss last year in their first season as a team. They would have been okay with that 1 point, but not this year, especially when you're sitting in first place. I mentioned in the pregame, coming off a solid 0-0 draw. It's hard to go to North Texas and come away with a clean sheet. That's exactly what FC Tucson did. They were down to 10 men and then 9 men right at the end, but managed to hold on for that crucial point. Wallace Lapsley, who we'll see at some point, I'm sure, in the goal tonight. He made a great penalty save. Debatable penalty call in the first place. The contact appeared to be slightly outside the box. You see the pressure now coming from Omaha, trying to force that mistake, but almost do there on Alex Knox. Omaha trying to go the direct route here through the middle. It's been a little sloppy here early. Ball's pinging around off some feet. That's going to be a foul there. Zamir Ali Hadzic, the Bosnian 27-year-old. He's a 3rd-round pick in 2016 by the Sounders. He's got 3 starts so far this season and a goal and assist in the last 3 games. John Gallas mentioned set pieces are going to be an issue. You can't give away too many set pieces in your own third because of the size of this pitch. A lot of them could be lumped effectively into the box because you're so close. Here comes the ball from Villader. Out to claim on the second attempt is Wallace Lapsley. He made that great penalty save to his right off Alex Bruce last weekend. 24-year-old out of Seattle. Leads League One with 33 saves so far. Clears away, left-footed. Down towards Shaq Adams. We weren't sure whether we'd see Shaq Adams on the right or the left. Play both sides, as can Daniel Bedoya. Bedoya normally more of a central midfielder. But with the loss of Noah Frankie, who's on a red card suspension, as well as leading assist man Gio Calixto, Bedoya had to move out to the wing tonight. Here come Omaha. Out wide to Ferdy Sosa, the guy that scored the goal last week. You don't think he meant to do it. Ball's cut back in by Vanacore Decker. Luckily it fell right into the hands of Wallace Lapsley. We mentioned Ferdy Sousa got the goal last week. It was more of a left-footed cross that just bounced in the box and evaded everybody and landed up in the back of the net. He'll obviously take it, especially as a fullback, the 30-year-old from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Played for Las Vegas Lights a couple of years ago. That one goes out of play for a throw. Jordan Pena, number 27 for Tucson. He'll sit in that deep line holding midfield role.
Be smart, be smart.
With Charlie Dennis ahead of him on one side and Manuel Ferriol on the other side. That ball is all the way back almost into the Omaha box and then it's cleared long, looking for Boyce. He'll run all night, will Devin Boyce. Going to have Evan Conway back soon. Not sure the exact. No, there was a defender back, so Sosa's on side. He's got plenty of people flooding into the box. The ball comes in, looking for Hurst, and Greg Hurst opens the scoring. A lovely ball down the right to Sosa, and an equally good ball in. And Greg Hurst gets his 6th goal of the season, the Scotsman. Verity Sosa with the goal last week, the assist tonight. In the 6th minute, we have a 1-0 Omaha lead. Had a hat-trick here in the last home game, did Greg Hurst. Against New England, too. Had 2 goals in the first 3 games of the season, that total 6. 10 goals last season for Chattanooga, one of the biggest off-season acquisitions in League One. Here's another look at it here. Yep, Hurst just adjusted his run towards the near post and beat Kalen Fox to it. And that's too easy for the former St. Johnston man. John Gallus said the first goal in this game was going to be crucial, and unfortunately, it's gone against his men. Plenty of time and plenty of talent on this FC Tucson team. A ton of former MLS draft picks. Sort of discarded by the teams that drafted them and have ended up here in Tucson. Here's Alex Knox with the throw. He's replacing Noah Frankie at that right back spot. Frankie with the rugby-style tackle last weekend for the straight red. Zappa almost gets through to Hurst again. That one's going to come off Villadere, I think it was, for a Tucson throw. John Gallus was particularly proud that his team won the possession battle last week against North Texas. Not something easy to do against Eric Quill's men. A little easier here against an Omaha team that doesn't like to possess the ball. They're actually last place in League One in that category. Only 43.7% as that one's hooked away under pressure by Wallace Lapsley. They'll give Omaha a throw here deep inside Tucson territory. Will come up to take it. The end line for Boyce. Back to Villadere. Dangerous crosser of the ball. And here's a good cross. Goes over everybody though. Chasing out will be Sosa. But Daniel Bedoya beats him to it, and that'll be a foul on Verity Sosa. He's already got 4 yellow cards this season, does Sosa. Likes to tackle, there's no doubt about that. Tucson trying to build out from the back now. Something you've got to be very careful with, depending on what mood Omaha's in. We've not seen them press too much here on this possession. When they push those midfielders forward, make it very difficult for teams to get out their final third. Here's Maxie Shenfield, the starting left back for Tucson with the red boots. But there's that turnover. Hurst now lays it back to Ali Hodzic. His right-footed strike is weak, but only half cleared by Tucson. Perhaps should have let that one go through to Lapsley. Be a throw-in for Tucson. I mean, excuse me, for Omaha. Good crowd tonight in Omaha. Temperature in the mid-60s, cloudy. Of course, College World Series also going on there at the moment. Tough to get people away from that. I know they get a lot of visiting fans in town. Jamin said it was the busiest he'd seen in many years this week for the CWS. Checked out a couple of games. Hear the drums from the Omaha Parliament in the background. Always a nice backdrop noise here at Werner Park. First we'll put some pressure on here. All the way back to Wallace Lapsey, who's had a few touches here in the first 10 minutes of this game. Unfortunately, one of them was to pick the ball out the back of the net. Greg Hurst with the opening goal in this one. 1-0 Omaha through 10 minutes. Going backwards inside your box, that's a dangerous thing to do with that man Greg Hurst lurking. Comes via Dare, charging down that left wing. Good tackle there though by Charlie Dennis. Give a shout out to the Tucson fans watching at the Royal Room tonight in Tucson. Won't be too happy right now, but still plenty of time to go in this one. First touch, I think, for Derry Korf. Again, the Englishman. There's back to James' head, giving his directions. He's getting angry about something. Should be happy, though, with his team up 1-0 here, looking to hold on to that top spot in USL League One. There are other games going on this evening. Greenville, one of the teams right behind Omaha, finds themselves in a 1-1 draw at the moment on the road in Chattanooga. North New England and North Texas are nothing. About 10 minutes into the second half. Fort Lauderdale got an early goal against Toronto, thanks to Joshua Penn. Maxie Shenfield keeps that one in. He'll earn himself a throw. Midway inside the Omaha half. Greenville goal came via an own goal. Chattanooga got their goal courtesy of Blake Frischnecht. Keep you abreast of those scores around the league as we go through this one. Throw in here is going to be by Schenfeld. Here's Dennis looking for some space, tries to cut back in, gets blocked off by Sosa. No foul. Sorry, that was Korf. No foul call as Boyce doesn't manage to keep this one in. Tucson with the quick throw, getting things restarted. Good spell of possession here inside that Omaha half. And Omaha will let you have the ball. Wait till you make mistakes, though, when you do have it. Good work there by Korf. Spent a ton of time in the Manchester City Academy. Wasn't signed when he turned 18, though, and part of it was because of his size. He's grown a ton, though. He's a big boy. That ball's cleared away by Boyce. Hurst with the pressure. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship, League One, and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Comes the pressure. You see how high up the field Villadere is pushing, even when his team doesn't have the ball. In that left fullback spot. There's Korf now.
Release Fox a bit.
Dennis. Nice chip ball through. Got deflected though.
Charlie, keep it going.
Knutson will clear. Dalton Knutson, part of that centre back pairing with Jacob Krull. Krull has started the last 4 games at that centre back spot. Charlie Dennis with the left-footed ball in. It's far too high though. And Rashid Nuhu will watch it skip by, I should say float by, his right-hand post. Rashid Nuhu in the oil pale blue this evening, as we normally see him. Part of that back five. Jim Mims was talking about how solid that back five was last season. They had to make a couple of changes here and there. Obviously, with the loss of Bilal Osamanu, that Jacob Prohl had to step up, and he's done so very nicely. He said that taking a while for the two guys to get used to playing with each other, but Prohl has a great attitude, always prepared, always doing the extra work. Really starting to gel now. A great week of training, he said, as did the whole team. His Boyce, lovely turn inside. Through to Sosa. Cross gets all the way through the Hurst. On the overlaps via Dare, his cross is deflected and Tucson will clear. Anytime Greg Hurst has that ball in the box, you never know what he's going to do. Left foot, right foot, he can finish from anywhere. Here's via Dare again. Nice cut back to the right. Gets by one defender, doesn't get by two though. Good cover work there by the defensive midfielder, Jordan Pena, 21-year-old out of Utah.
Foxy. Get around him, knock.
Tucson down the right-hand side, offside though. There is Shaq Adams, first time we've called his name here in this one. 22-year-old out of Nashville, was drafted by his hometown team, has some serious pace. He had 4 goals and 2 assists in a 4-game span last season, but that was it. Dealing with a minor injury earlier this season. Had a goal in the opening loss at Tormenta.
Sort this out, Knox.
As the sun's coming out at Werner Park. It was a little cloudy earlier, but now a beautiful sun-bathed evening.
Look at it.
And New England have opened the scoring at home against North Texas. 1-0 lead for Revolution 2. Here comes another turnover, and Ali Halcic. He's got Hurst on the right. Boyce on the right. Hurst on the left, excuse me. Boyce on the right. Goes to Greg Hurst, and that was a very un-Greg Hurst-like touch. Not sure what he had in mind. Whatever it was, it didn't work. Tucson will breathe a sigh of relief. Continuing pressure here as they give that one away. Not the kind of start John Gallus was looking for. One of his keys was to keep an eye on Greg Hurst at all times, and they haven't done that. As a result, they're down 1-0. Well, that's a giveaway there. Manuel Ferriel will go over to take this one. Coming back from an injury of his own. Scored a beautiful curling goal, as you saw in pregame against NCFC. Sosa. Can't find Boyce, though, as it's cut off there by Dakota Bonathan. Captain tonight for Tucson.
Keep working, Manu. Keep working, Manu.
Here's Boyce.
You're not wrong. Come on.
He's got Sosa on the right. You can't miss him with those bright green boots. Mentioned Connor Doyle for the first time this evening, number 22. Another off-season addition also from Chattanooga, just like Greg Hurst. He's flexible, can play on the wing, center forward. Whenever they really need him. Lapsley gets this one away. Poor first touch, though, by Schenfeld. But it will result in a goal kick for Tucson. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever. /forwardforever-proud. This one goes just past Nuhu's post. It was a quick attack by Tucson. Crossed in there by Shaq Adams.
One of you has to go harder, though, yeah? Tell him to go hard. Hey, then tell him to go harder, yeah?
Jay Mims, that's both coaches tonight, former coaches at the Real Salt Lake Academy, different times.
Come on.
John Gallus was there before Jay Mims.
A little bit more. 1s and 2s, let's go.
Shaq Adams will clear this one
Own it.
into the Nebraska evening. His team up 1-0 against FC Tucson. My name's Russ Davenport, bringing you this one. Oh, lovely, almost a lovely turn by Ali Hadzic.
Again, come on.
Boys, with plenty of space and time. Tucson will bring it away. Nice turn there by Ferrier.
Look forward, solve
It's
it.
forced backwards though, all the way back to Wallace Lapsley, who's had a ton of touches here in this first 20 minutes, as I mentioned earlier. He's been a busy man.
Noxie, get it. Get around him, get around him.
Swung wide, Shaq Adams in some space. Doesn't look to quite get back down that wing though, cuts back to Dennis instead.
To the box, boys.
Chips it over to Schenfeld.
Hey, up.
And he'll reset now. Back to Barnathan.
Fox, angle.
Tucson going direct here. Out wide to Adams, doesn't reach him. No, not going to be a foul on Knox. Instead, here comes Dennis. Looking for Shaq Adams to make the run, but didn't quite read it.
Pena, move it the other way.
Dennis cuts back inside. Had 2 goals off the bench against Chattanooga recently. Schenfeld, left-footed ball is blocked. Almost reaches Korf though. He retains possession. Schenfeld with a shot. Hits the post. Not sure if that hit the post or if it was a save by Nugu. That
Come on, boy.
didn't get the best of looks at it. Perhaps we can see on the replay. Schenfeld getting forward. Started 7 of 8 games at that left back spot for John Gallus. Let's take another look at that snapshot from Schenfeld. Good work by Korf. I think it might have hit the right-hand post of Rashid Nugu. Good stuff. John Gallus wants those shots on goal. That one won't count as a shot on goal, but good effort nonetheless. There's Dennis again, trying to run the show in midfield like he can. We saw it his first year in the league. He can run the show when he wants to. First with the pressure now. Barnathan will just clear downfield looking for Schenfeld, but it's a little ahead of him. New England have now taken a 2-0 lead at home against North Texas.
Hey, Charlie, come on. Hit him, hit him.
65th minute there in Massachusetts. As Alex Knox does a good job of keeping that one. I'm not sure if he slipped first. Speaking of slipping, Devin Boyce hits the turf. Looks to be okay though. Charlie Dennis with this, Korf with the shot, dropping back a little deeper now. Tucson are finding some success in those channels. It seems there. Dennis now dropping back. And a much better 5 minutes here from Tucson.
Now we organize.
He's going to drop it deep. Here's Boyce. Nice little 1-2 with Ali Hadzic. He's got tons of space here. And a lovely ball through to Greg Hurst on his left foot. Oh, and it's wide. You'd have put money on the Scotsman scoring there. A lovely ball through by Ali Hadzic. Greg Hurst really should have put his team up 2-0. He could have had a hat-trick here in the first 23 minutes, let's be honest. Just got the other side of Schenfeld, and you see with the head to the hands. He wanted that one back. Make it 3-0 New England. It's a complete meltdown in Massachusetts from North Texas. 3 goals in the span of 7 minutes for Revolution 2. Renix and Spalding with the first 2. Here comes Ali Hadzic again. Boyce passes just a little ahead of him. Tucson will look to clear here. It's Pena. Good little charge through the middle. Been much better these last few minutes from Tucson. But they could honestly be down 3-0 if Greg Hurst had his finishing boots on this evening. I'm sure John Gallus will have some words at halftime for his boys. Here's the deep ball, looking for Adams, cutting in from that right, but it's cut out there by Villader. Ali Hadzic's been impressive in this first half so far. Getting a well-earned start from Jay Mims. Good work there by Ferriel. The body, although he appears to have taken a shot in the face. We're going to make the side of the head. We're going to stop the game here. Well, Matt Geringer will stop it and bring on the trainers. He may have taken a loose elbow or hand to the side of the head. Rivera with the penalty gives New England a 3-0 lead. Coming off that big win over Forward Madison last weekend, looking for 2 in a row here. Farrell is going to be escorted off the pitch. As per protocol, he appears to be okay. See him come back on when Matt Geringer tells him he can. See Daniel Bedoya there, standing by the ball. 27-year-old from Medellin, Colombia. Former NYCFC, Hartford Athletic. Spent last season in the Dominican Republic as well as with New Amsterdam of Nice. That's poor there from him, though. Here come Omaha. Devin Boyce. Bedoya's trying to make up for his mistake, and instead he gives away a free kick. Lucky enough to get away with a card here. Matt Geringer might just have a word with him. Just a word with Bedoya. He's discussing with assistant referee. I think it was a fair call, though. It was a challenge from behind. Clumsy. Not reckless, though. It was Jay Mims in the light blue, matching his goalkeeper. So a dangerous free kick here, especially with that man, number 3, Damia Villader. Can work magic with that left foot. Swing this one in, looking to just cause some chaos. Two-man wall for Tucson, Schenfeld and Bedoya. From Villader. He's going to have a go from there. Lapsley had to be awake at the front post. That one would have snuck inside. Good work by both Villader and Lapsley there. Hope he was catching him napping. And adding to his leading 33 saves there as well as Lapsley. Charlie Dennis. All the way back to Lapsley. The bright red looks like he should be playing for Richmond. Kalen Fox. The man that gave up the penalty last week. Have to thank his goalkeeper for saving that one. Kalen Fox actually spent time at Reading United with Forward Madison's Aaron Malloy in USL League 2. Spent the last 2 seasons playing in Iceland. Dennis, left-footed ball, looking for Adams, far too in front of him. Apologize for the language. She knew he was going to put this one down and play it off the ground. There's the Omaha Parliament, looking in those bright vault scarves. Saw them in all vault recently. I'm sure we'll see them again in that bright uniform, but All these home matches coming up for Omaha. I'm sure we'll see them back at some point. It's Pena. Fifth straight start at defensive mid for Jordan Pena. He also played left back where he started last season. It's Fox, good ball, just Adams, and a good first touch, but he can't get around via Dare. Comes Alahadzic. Adams sprints back to help out on the defensive side of things. This ball swung all the way over to Sosa. Fourth of July weekend starts with a bang when the USL on ESPN continues Saturday, July 3rd. It's a Golden State clash as San Diego Loyal plays host to Sacramento Republic Saturday, July 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Villadere's going to try and chase this one down. He's got the attention of two Tucson defenders, and they'll let this one roll out for a goal kick. No shots on target so far for the visitors. 2 for Union Omaha. FC Tucson with 63% of the possession as we expected. Fox clears away. Looking for Adams. As expected as well, Omaha keeping a close eye on the speedy Shaq Adams. Certainly not going to let them get behind that back four and get running. Nice ball there for Boyce. Alahadzic spent a lot of time on the left. Fox headers away. But only as far as Boyce. So through was looking for Otieno. He's intercepted. Back to Boyce. Decker earns the foul. Third foul conceded by FC Tucson. Omaha will take their time with this one. Again, 1-0 to the hosts. Goal by Greg Hurst, his 6th of the season. Lots of options here from this central spot. Kind of Doyle out wide one side, and Alahadzic is going central now. Dare standing behind him. He'll off this one out wide to the right, looking for the header across and gets it. But it's right into the arms of Wallace Lapsley, or Wally as his coach likes to call him. A good throw by Wally. There you go, Shaq Adams on the run. Good work back by Otieno, though. May have got away with a little bit of a shove in the back, but referee Geringer is going to say shoulder to shoulder. Now here comes Omaha the other way. End-to-end stuff here at Warner Park. Alahadzic. He definitely seems to have come more to that left side. Connor Doyle has been more central in this first half. Omaha definitely focusing on this left side. You see the score there in the 73rd minute. New England Revolution 2 with a big 3-0 lead over North Texas. Greenville 1-1 at Chattanooga, the points per game leader coming into this one. And the score from Friday night, North Carolina getting their first win of the season. Villader can't keep this one in. It'll be a throw to Tucson.
Second one, Jerry, to me.
15 minutes remaining in both Chattanooga and New England. I think Greenville would be happy with the point there on the road, despite having the early lead in that one. Here's Otieno. 1-2 with Alahadzic. Vanacore Decker from way out downtown. That one's plenty wide of Lapsley's left-hand post. is Greg Hurst. See, looking a little trimmer this year. Maybe it's just the black. 6th goal of the season in the 6th minute. Unfortunately, he saw Scotland exit in the group stage of the European Championships. Exciting matches earlier today. Denmark with a thumping of Wales and an extra time victory by Italy over Austria. More games tomorrow. 2 tomorrow and 2 Monday and 2 Tuesday in the round of 16 there. Obviously Copa America going on too. Tons of soccer for everyone. That's going to be a foul on Otieno as he clatters into Charlie Dennis from behind. Kind of gone to script. Tucson have had the possession, but Omaha, as we see John Gallus there, Omaha taking advantage of the possession they've had in the final third and have a 1-0 lead. It really should be more than that. Greg Hurst honestly could have a hat trick already. It's Fox.
On the way, on the way. Keep going, Fox. Come on, kid.
Schenfeld. Go back to Barnathan. Barnathan has more than 50 USL Championship appearances under his belt. One of the many former MLS draft picks in this squad. Let's go down the line. Here's Knox. We got Fox and Knox on the right side of that Tucson defense, but that's given away there. Now here come Omaha. Vanacore Decker doesn't quite get the bounce. Tucson will look to come the other way. Here's Korth. Bedoya. That's going to be a foul on Otieno. There's a couple he's got away with. Yep, and Matt Geringer's going to have a word.
You going to get in? Yeah, go ahead then. If you're going to get in, I'll talk to you at half.
Otieno filling in mostly for the injured Nicholas Firmino. He started the last 2 games. Again, had that unfortunate own goal last weekend versus Richmond. Here's another look at that foul.
Jack, get across!
Yeah, it's just a little silly there. He's lucky not to get away with a card. Or lucky to get away without a card, I should say. Dennis and Bedoya standing over this one. Dennis knocks it in with the left foot, looking for the far post. It's headed down! Barnathan almost got a touch on it. It ended up in the hands of Nuhu, much to his relief, as Omaha tried to go quickly the other way. That was a key header there by Pena. Good on the defensive end tonight is Pena. John Gallus mentioned he's really going to have Pena put pressure on Hurst when he was dropping deep and not allow him to have that space to create. Done a good job of it so far, but Hurst has found his space in the box. Here's Boyce. Right to Sosa, where they scored the first goal from. Cross, Boyce had dropped back into a nice position in the penalty spot. Sosa saw him. The ball was blocked, and here come Tucson. Bedoya. Back to Dennis. A little pedestrian here from Tucson. No real cutting edge in this final third as of yet. Schoenfeld. Korth with his back to goal. She hear the instructions coming from the bench. They wanted to change it. Look for Adams. It's Ferriol. Tucson just not being able to find any open seams in that Omaha defense as of late. Schenfeld with some space on the left though. Here comes the cross. Cleared as far as Knox. Good work by Alahodzic, and now here comes Omaha on the counter. Hurst doesn't have much help there. Boyce was a little far behind, but he might not need help. Hurst! Oh, great save, Lapsley. Greg Hurst could have had 4 goals in 40 minutes here. There's no doubt about it. Lapsley stepping up there, closing down the angle. Greg Hurst said, well, if I haven't got help, I'm just going to take it on my own. And almost made it 2-0. Connor Doyle. Alan Hodgich. Now to Sosa, the assist man. Spoke to John Gallus during the week. He said Greg Hurst was as close as we have in this league to a world-class striker. He showed it in this first half. Perhaps not with his finishing on a couple of chances. That was a great save on that last one by Lapsley. Omaha with a good spell of possession. He'll go all the way back to Nuhu, who's sent scrambling back towards his own goal line, but manages to retain it before it goes out. Under a little bit of pressure from Korf. 5 minutes to go here in this first half from Werner Park. Ross Davenport with you. Omaha 1, Tucson 0. Could have been a lot worse, though. Greg Hurst's had 4 real quality chances. He's only put away the one. Here's Boyce. Looking to find Hurst again. Is he onside? No. Let's take a look back at that Lapsley stave. Hurst just took on Fox and abused him, but it was a good save with a left-footed shot. Lapsley had to make himself big. Good strong right arm to keep that one out.
Get inside then.
Tucson had that one chance to hit the post on that snapshot by Schenfeld, but other than that, offensive chances have been few and far between. This one goes all the way back to Lapsley. Lapsley majored in global disease biology at UC Davis. I'm sure he's been very interested in how this global pandemic has been dealt with over the last, what, year plus now? It's going to be a foul on Dennis. Otieno is going to get a card here, I think. Matt Geringer may have seen enough. Yep, and there it is. First yellow card of the evening goes to Tobias Otieno. Charlie Dennis is still down. Yeah, just repeated fouls by the holding mid. So Tobias Otieno goes into the book. This is second yellow card of the season. 22-year-old from Kenya. Charlie Dennis is up and appears to be okay. Let's take another look at it. Dennis had the position out. Otieno with the elbow raised, perhaps. Matt Geringer had a great view of it. Didn't have to take too long to pull that card out. Chance here for Omaha to get the ball into the danger area, somewhere it hasn't been so far much tonight. Bedoya with the right foot will take it. He's asking for 10 yards on Greg Hurst. And now Matt Geringer is going to make the Scotsman take a couple of steps back. Couple minutes left here in the first half from Omaha. 1-0 to the hosts. A chance here for Tucson to perhaps snatch a late equalizer before the break. Bedoya floats this one in towards nobody in particular. I'm not sure where the miscommunication was there. Nuhu had nobody, Tucson, in his way. Clear route to that ball, and that was an easy claim for the keeper. Nuhu has an assist to his name already this season. Came against New England too, and his long kick from the hands found Greg Hurst. And the Scotsman finished things off. Into the final minute before we see perhaps some injury time. I'm sure we will see at least a couple. Here's Villader. 2-on-2 with Alahodzic. Will the Spaniard keep it in? He does. Gets the cross in and goes through everybody. Past Hurst, past Doyle. No, it's not Doyle. Past Hurst and Boyce, and out for a throw. There's Jamie Mims about Villader, where he's really taken his game to the next level this season. He says mentality has been the biggest thing with him. He was such a competitor and a perfectionist. When he used to do something not perfectly, he would get down, it would affect his next play and the next play. But this year, he's got a lot better with that. Of course, now everybody knows about it. Last year, he was sort of on the radar, but now everybody knows this man right here on the ball, number 3. 22-year-old out of Barcelona.
Go! There you are.
Good work there by Tucson. Forced the throw. We only have 1 minute of injury time. Stand corrected.
Hey, back there, right?
This one's going to go all the way through to Barnathan. He clears out for a throw. Is he going to say it's tipped? It's going to be a throw for Tucson. Everybody's in complete disagreement about the decision. Well, now the linesman. So that's the 4th official. Oh, he's telling them to take it. He was pointing the wrong way, but he was telling them to push their throw a little further back. And of course, Alex Knox then takes an extra 10 yards on it anyway. Ooh, that's a nasty challenge from Manuel Ferrier. This might be his 5th yellow card of the season. That's needless with the last seconds winding down in the first half here. Silly from the man from Spain. So 1 yellow card now for each team. Otieno for Omaha and Ferriel for Tucson. The man on the end of that was Otieno, still down. So we'll add at least another minute here, you would think. On to the end of this first half. First half dominated for the most part by Omaha. Not on the possession side of things, but on the goal scoring chances. Greg Hurst could easily have 3 or 4 goals here in this first 45 minutes. But John Gauss will be relatively happy that it's only a 1-0 game. Still plenty of time for his team to get back in this. Doesn't have the greatest depth and options on the bench though tonight with the injuries and the red cards. Here's a look at that foul by Ferriel. Lost possession. It was just very clumsy. I think he actually got his own boot caught in the turf on the way down. That just resulted in even more of a clumsy looking challenge. But that'll do it for the first 45 minutes here from Omaha. The hosts will take a 1-0 lead into the break, thanks to the goal from that man right there. Scotsman Greg Hurst. He'll be ruining some missed chances, though. A couple he put wide, and 1 great save from Wallace Lapsley. And we'll go to the break here. Union Omaha with a 1-0 lead on FC Tucson. We're back here with you with some highlights and stats from the first half in a few minutes. Stay with us on ESPN+.
At Nebraska Medicine, we're serious about safety. Every extraordinary measure we take is for you and you, so you can get the expert care you need today at every one of our locations. Together, we're elevating our world-leading safety protocols, implementing new social distancing guidelines, and offering care anywhere with telehealth, all so you can continue being your extraordinary you.
Welcome back to halftime here at Werner Park between FC Tucson and Union Omaha. We had a couple of games on Wednesday nights and tons of action. 8 goals in total. Let's take a look back at that action from Wednesday.
And we're off and running. It's Greenville and Madison here to begin the USL League One action this week. Again. Gets right by Abdi Mohammed, tackle from behind, and looks like we may have a PK call here, and indeed we do. Fires and puts it in right down the middle, and forward Madison with the lead against Greenville on the road, 1-0. Plays it to the top, Malloy strikes, it's in, and a brace just like that, 15 minutes on for the Irishman. Malloy, what a strike. To the end line, plays it over, it's flicked in! Greenville gets one back here in the 29th minute, and it seems to be Andrew Booth that got the touch. And yes, the kit is reversible black. For the first half now, we're into the pink in the second half. Pollock, Morel, tiptoeing the line very well, puts it in, headed up by Malloy. Pollock fires off target, it's off Tucson, and a penalty. A card as well on Tucson, and a chance for the triumph.
That's headed by Fernandez. Well, you can definitely see the movement. Tucson lifted his arm.
Lomas fires, and we're all equal here in minute 68, his 8th of the season. 2-2. They both find a point. A 2-0 lead for Madison turns into an equal match at the end.
Toronto 2 and Tormenta, an hour and a half past scheduled kickoff, but able to get this underway. There's the whistle. Singh's going to take it, and he fires and scores! Luke Singh, perfect placement, and the breakthrough. Toronto 2 on top. This is played forward. Maples using his speed to get there. Delivers to Nelson, who deposits it into the back of the net. Cut the lead in half. On the quick throw-in, Liotti with the cross, and it's deposited home by Stephen Muller, his first goal of the year. Luke Singh and Jaden Nelson. And here's a turnover. Aviles gave it away. Jaden Nelson, he scores. It's a brace for Nelson. Pushed it into the corner. Tormenta able to retrieve. And a hard foul. And a straight red has been shown. Kobe Franklin has been sent off. Final on this Wednesday night, Toronto FC 2 takes down Tormenta 3-1.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked like if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
They're struck off the crossbar and in. What an answer by San Diego. Oh, music in.
McCrary brings it down to his chest. Jordan McCrary has tied it in. It's a hard strike saved by Robo.
Welcome back to halftime here. Let's take a look at our news and notes. Check out USLLeague1.com for news on various entities raising money as Pride Month comes to an end. Juan Galindres, power substitution. Man, he has scored twice last Sunday. And then Omaha remains top of the table. Greenville won back. They just finished a 1-1 draw with Chattanooga. Let's take a look at our team of the week. As there is that man, Juan Galindres. See, Marius Lomas continues to score for Greenville. Jaden Nelson, nice little addition to that Toronto FC 2 team, and Marco Micheletto always doing what he does for Tormenta. Coming into tonight, there's our goal leaders. Marius Lomas did not add to that total tonight, so he stays on 8 goals. Greg Hurst did, though, so far in that first half. He's up to 6. You see Sean Hundal there, been stuck on 5 for a little while. As for the assists leaders, you got Acosta Calixto missing this game due to the red card. Connor Doyle could perhaps overtake his teammate tonight in the second half, and Liardi there on the board with his 3 assists. There's our GAA leader, Akira Fitzgerald. Amazing goalkeeper, saved that game last week against Union Omaha. Nuhu, Schutler, and Joe Rice making an appearance. Nice shout out for him this evening. Let's take a look at the highlights from Friday night's action. North Carolina FC getting their first victory of the season. This was the first goal, though, as Richmond took an early lead. Crossed by Magalhaes, and there's that man, Emilio Terzaghi, with a stooping header to open the scoring for Richmond, but that was as good as it would get for the men from Virginia. I wanted to say this all year. Flick with a flick. Max Flick with his first goal of the season. And then this was just a bit of a scramble here. And in the end, JT, it comes, I'm telling you, it's going to come in a second here. Left-footed through traffic and into the back of the net. Past Akira Fitzgerald for the winner. So congratulations to NCFC for their first victory of the season. As you can see what it meant to them. We see the goalkeeper even getting involved. Good stuff there. As we see the updated scores from this evening, Fort Lauderdale hanging on to a 1-0 lead. There, Joshua Penn with the goal for them. Full time in Chattanooga. Greenville take the point at Chattanooga. And then also full time in Massachusetts. New England Revolution 2 with a big 3-0 victory over North Texas. Here's what's coming up soon. Revolution will look to keep things rolling, looking for a 3rd straight win over Forward Madison. They just beat them a couple of games ago. Tormenta and Toronto will continue their back and forth. And some other great matchups coming up in USL League 1. Let's go to break here. You're watching halftime here on USL League 1. Union Omaha with a 1-0 lead. We're back with you with the highlights and the stats here in just a minute. Welcome back to Werner Park, where Union Omaha have a 1-0 lead over FC Tucson. Let's see how they got that 1-0 lead. It was all about Greg Hurst in this first half. He really could have had 3 or 4 goals. He did open the scoring in the 6th minute, though. It's a lovely ball down the right to Faraday Sosa. Little front post run by Greg Hurst, and the header past Wallace Lapsley. 1-0 lead for the home team. We'll see in the stats in a minute. The possession percentage was dominated by FC Tucson, but when Omaha had the ball in that final third, they really knew what to do with it. Here's another chance from Hurst. He slips this one out to Villadere. Cleared away in the end. Hurst just finding himself in far too much space in that 18-yard box. A little chip by Sosa, a good touch by Hurst. Villadere making that overlapping run like he always seems to do. That ended up being a good interception in the end by Kalen Fox. Here's a lovely through ball by Ali Hadzic. Controlled and the left footed just wide. Hurst wanted that one back. Should really have been 2-0. Another chance by Omaha. Free kick flow to the far post. This one's headed right at Lapsley. A couple of saves in that first half. A rare chance from Tucson here. Dennis Barnathan, ball just a little ahead of him for the center back. And again, Ali Hadzic to Hurst. They've combined well on that in this first 45 minutes. Hurst just decided to take this one on his own. Burned Fox, but then a good right-handed save by Lapsley kept it at 1-0. Hurst's not getting the help he needs. He's just going to go on his own. Left foot, right foot. Simply to finish with any part of his body. And there's your stats. 7 shots for Union Omaha. 4 of them on target. Possession battle was a lot more one-sided for Tucson until the last 15 minutes or so of that first half. Just the one offside and the 1 yellow card for each team. 1 for Otieno of Omaha and 1 for Emmanuel Ferriol of Tucson. As referee Matt Geringer is ready to get us underway here in the second half. Tucson in all white, going from right to left. Omaha in the all black, from left to right. We'll let you know if there were any halftime changes. I don't think there were. They were confirmed there were no halftime changes. Mentioned earlier, FC Tucson, a bit of a lack of depth tonight. 2 red card suspensions and a couple of injuries. You got 16-year-old Jared Allen on the bench, along with Kevin Rodriguez, who's back to full health. Jared Odenbeck, Luke Lawrence, Luca Mastrantonio. Omaha, solid bench. Firmino, they can look to, and for Skiers, obviously on the bench for the first time this season, as well as Malone. Here come Tucson now, looking to start this half brightly. Blocked off there, though, was Ferriol. Man's got to be careful with 1 yellow card. It was a silly one right at the end of this first half. Omaha weren't going anywhere. He just clattered into the back of Otieno. It's Van der Decker. A relatively quiet first half. Started one of the first 4 games, Van der Decker, but now started 6 of 8. He's looking for his first goal or assist on the season, after having 3 goals and 6 assists last season. Former Swope Park Rangers player. It's Dennis. Not sure who that ball was looking for, but it ended up at the feet of Shaq Adams. He kept very quiet in that first half. Good work there from him. Another man who's got to be careful with the yellow cards. Hurst goes down under the challenge from Fox. Hurst feeling that one a little bit. See if he can run that one off. Seems to be all right. See Derek Korf there, number 9 for FC Tucson, playing center forward tonight. Got the ball a few times in semi-dangerous positions, but couldn't really create any quality chances. The best chance came off the foot of fullback Schenfeld. One hit the post of Rashid Nuhu. The only real quality chance for Tucson in that first 45 minutes. Parliament gets the noise going again. Pressure here from Adams and Korf, but Villadere gets his way out of it. Omaha, these 2 teams will meet again on July 24th. That will be at Tucson. They do meet 4 times this season. The next 2 matches will be at Tucson. They will close with another game here at Werner Park. Played twice last season. Omaha coming away with 2-1 victories both times. In fact, in that last meeting, only Charlie Dennis and Shaq Adams remained from that starting 11 that day. So lots of changes for Tucson this season. His boys deep in the corner. Back to Villadair. Left foot across isn't the best. Cleared away eventually by Tucson. Up towards Korth. Good work there at the back though by Knudsen. Comes Jacob Kroll. Two-time NAI All-American at Spring Arbor, Michigan. Nice ball here, swung over. Vanacore Decker. Looking to take on his defender. Good work there, though, on that left side by Schenfeld. Forces it all the way back to Sosa. His ball over is flicked in by Villadair, but nobody there. We'll go out for a goal kick. Are you on the road? Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access featuring Mike Watts and Devon Kerr every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. 10 minutes to go in Fort Lauderdale. Toronto equalized a few minutes ago via a penalty, a Garrett McLaughlin penalty. So 1-1 there at Drive Pink Stadium. Schenfeld now under pressure. Good pass away to Ferriol, though. He tries to turn and is fouled there by Connor Doyle.
Look the other way, maybe.
Connor Doyle had to spend some time in England with Derby County. He's 29. Playing a little more in the middle tonight. We thought we'd see Alahadzic there, but he's out on the left. That's going to be offside on Charlie Dennis. Brings a little more size and bite to the center of that midfield, especially with the height of Charlie Dennis. He can be a physical player. Dennis in his second season with Tucson after spending the first League One campaign with Tormenta. Here he's on the ball now. Knox goes all the way back to Fox. First of 5 of the next 6 at home for Union Omaha. Again, they spent 7 of their first 9 games on the road this season, so that makes their hot start even more impressive. J-Mim's glad to be spending a little time at home. Nicholas Firmino is on the bench. We mentioned him earlier. He's been dealing with an ankle injury. He's been training. We may see him tonight. I doubt it, but perhaps depends on the score. Get into the last 20 minutes or so. Here's Bedoya. This ball doesn't find Alex Knox, and you can hear the frustration of somebody on the Tucson bench. But here's Shaq Adams with half a yard of space. Pass Villadair. He's got Korth in the middle. It's not going to get to him though. New who pounces on that one. Not enough pace on the cross from Adams, but a bit of light for Tucson. We haven't seen too much of it offensively in that final third tonight. Shaq Adams is capable of turning something into nothing. I mean, nothing into something, I should say. He's got that electric pace. Turned it on there. Perhaps Korth should have just dropped back a little bit. There was plenty of black jerseys in the box. Korth could have perhaps just delayed his run. Shaq Adams might have found him a little easier. Good interception there by Otieno. Schenfeld will go wide for Bedoya. I say wide, but it's hard to go too wide on this narrow pitch here in Omaha. As Otieno needs to be careful. That's a bit something you don't want to be doing. We saw what happened to Calixtro. He got a second yellow last weekend for time wasting, kicking the ball into the stands. Get his second yellow. Not the way you want to get sent off. No, Frankie was the way you want to get sent off if you're going to get sent off. Rugby tackled somebody last weekend. Got a straight there. We'll both be back next game, though, which for Tucson will be against Fort Lauderdale next weekend.
Keep checking in to get it, yep.
Fort Lauderdale still tied with Toronto. 7 minutes left to go in that one. A lot more than that here left to go in Omaha. Ross Davenport with you. 1-0 to the hosts. Entering the 55th minute from Warner Park. Good work there by Schenfeld. But then just goes all the way back to Lapsley. Barney. Wide to Pena. He's going direct, looking for Adams. It was a nice diagonal run. Cut out well in the end by Villadare, who had to come over and help his center backs. Otieno with some space. Goes wide to Ali Hadzic. He likes to crack one, and that's going to be way over the goal. He can't score from distance. Played at University of Nebraska, Omaha under Jay Mims. Did Amir Ali Hadzic. 1 goal and 1 assist on the season so far. Wolf with a nice attempted turn, but couldn't get past Knutson. And here comes Omaha looking to build from the back. Otieno. Doyle. It's been a composed effort so far by Omaha. They really haven't looked under too much pressure. It's going to be a foul and perhaps a card. Perhaps it looked a little nastier than it actually was from our angle. We have an Omaha player down. Could perhaps be Ethan Vanacore-Decker. Let's take another look at that foul. Alex Knox with a crunching tackle. He's claiming he got the ball, but he only went through the back of EVD to get there. So we'll have a quick water break here for the Omaha players. Again, temperatures in the mid-60s. The sun seems to have gone away for now. It was a lot sunnier earlier. The left ankle of Vanacore-Decker. He's back on his feet. Solid drum section for the Omaha Parliament. One of the most active supporters group out there in League One. Oh, it's Ali Hadzic to take that back on the ground. Vanacore-Decker on the right this evening. Bosnian appears to be all right, perhaps can walk that one off. We get restarted here in the 58th minute. Omaha with that 1-0 lead. Could have been a lot more in that first half. Greg Hurst could have 10 goals in the season. Just the 6 and the 1 goal tonight. The longer this game goes on, the more confidence Tucson will perhaps get. They only need that 1 goal to take another good point on the road after that draw at North Texas last weekend. Here they come now, though. Good interception there by Sosa, though, and here comes Doyle. Couldn't get that 1-2 going with Hurst, though. Doyle's back there to clean up. Poor clearance, though, by Lapsley. Lapsley, the 36th pick in the 2020 draft by New York Red Bulls. He's actually sent off last season. They lost to Loudon when he came sliding out the box and handled. Just again had a superb penalty save against Alex Bruce last weekend to preserve that 0-0 draw in Texas. Here's Sosa. Vanacore deck. Back to Souza, found Boyce in space, but he goes all the way back to Krull. Viader. Little back heel. Patient build-up here from Omaha. Otieno. Sosa. Good run there. Viader lays it off again to Sosa. Fox gets his long leg in there and pokes it away, and now we'll clear. Looking for Korf, but not for the first time tonight. Knudsen steps up and snuffs out that attack by the visitors. FC Tucson with the edge in possession, 55.5% to 44.5 so far. Shots on target in favor of Omaha, 4-1 though. Plays this one out, right side, looking for Vanacore deck. He can't reach that one. Apparently hit Schenfeld. Schenfield from Chile, spent some time in Argentina as a youth. Played for a couple of smaller South Florida colleges, Florida Memorial, Florida National, and spent some time with Miami FC. Of course, going to chase this one, but a good header back by Knudsen to Nuhu, who can pick that one up. Mentioned earlier, Joao Delgado also missing this evening for FC Tucson. He could start training this week, though, perhaps be back as soon as early July. He scored that great goal earlier this season, that curler into the far post.
Figure this out. Then book him. Then fucking
Well, Korf doesn't. Well, Korf's going to get a yellow card for interfering with Nuhu. Sort of one of those unwritten rules. You're allowed to pretty much stand there outside the box, but if the goalkeeper moves, you're not really supposed to block him. It's a tactic employed by some teams. I remember Callum Wilson in England, the Premier League, used to do it quite a bit. As long as you don't sort of follow the goalkeeper when he starts to move, and that was what Derek Korf did there, and he'll get a yellow card. Second one of the afternoon, or the evening I should say, for Tucson. He joins Manuel Ferriol in the box, in the book. Yeah, I think Rashid Nuhu has to take some of the blame because he could have easily stepped to the side and kicked it. Derek Korf's allowed to hold his position at the edge of the box. He can't really shadow Nuhu if he starts to move and block him. It's going to be a throw in for Tucson in front of the Omaha box.
But if he has two legs, he can move laterally. If he follows him, then it becomes an issue. Why was he telling him?
You can hear somebody talking to the fourth official on the on-field mic if you can catch it, having the exact same discussion I just had with everybody. Once he moves laterally, which Nuhu didn't really do, except perhaps to kick it. That was probably the issue that Korf just moved slightly across. There's your scoring summary. It's a short one. Greg Hurst with the 6th-minute goal to give Omaha the 1-0 lead here as we head into the last half hour of action here on USL League One. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. You saw our 4th official, Melvin Rivas, who was supposed to be the lead ref tonight, but got stuck in some travel issues. I know Southwest had a ton of issues this weekend with travel-related issues, as well as other airlines. There's been lots of storms around the country. Not sure where Melvin Rivas was coming from. He got stuck in that. Only landed about an hour before the game tonight, so he was moved into the 4th official spot. Matt Geringer got moved from AR into the center. Tucson just having all sorts of trouble building up from their backers. Lapsley under a little bit of pressure from Boyce. Barnahan goes back to Lapsley. Tucson trying to play their way out of this, and they do. Here comes Knox, excuse me. Korf in some space. He hasn't seen much of that this evening. Gives it away under pressure from Martieno and gives it away to Doyle. Here comes Omaha now in transition. Sosa steps ahead of Boyce. Now we'll come back to Tucson again. I think that may have hit the referee. I think that's what happens. We're going to start with a drop ball that'll go back to Tucson. So the men in white looking to try and do something with this possession they've had tonight. Haven't managed to do it so far, except for that one shot from Schenfeld hit the post in the first half. John Gallus was saying he actually shrank his practice field to kind of mimic the field here at Werner Park. Same time and space is reduced considerably at this pitch. Here's Boyce. Over his Fox there. There may have been a foul behind the play, but no call.
Again. Come on, Manu. Keep our head. Hey!
The header away. Ferriol tries to turn Ochieno. Ochieno's had a good game tonight at that defensive midfield spot.
Good, Charlie.
Disrupted all sorts of play up the middle.
Good work. Good work.
These narrow pitches, a lot harder to go wide.
Get ready for it. Come on, Derek.
Turn there by Schenfeld. Bedoya. Nice ball to Adams, but first touch isn't there. See Korf look to the skies because he knew that was half a chance. They had some space. Shaq Adams with a turnover. Nuhu just gets back there in time. 0 to 60. There's no faster man in the league than Shaq Adams. And Rashid Nuhu almost just found that out. Nuhu's down. He perhaps got clipped on the initial turnover attempt. We've got a late goal at Drive Pink Stadium. Fort Lauderdale taking a 2-1 lead in the 89th minute. Curry with the goal for the host. Let's take another look at that Shaq Adams near turnover. Nuhu's first touch was a little heavy. He's lucky that Shaq Adams didn't get a softer touch to, although Dalton Knutson was back there to help out. So concern here for Rashid Nuhu. Reserve goalkeeper for Omaha is Kevin Piedrahita. He did have a start earlier this season against Toronto 2. Well-traveled Piedrahita. He's 30 years old, from Queens with Colombian heritage. Played for America de Cali down there, along with some other teams before moving to the U.S. Well, back to the U.S., I should say, this season. Hopefully we don't have to see him this season. Nuhu getting some attention to that right leg. John Gallus with the jacket on now. I was in Arizona last weekend. It was in the mid-100 teens, so John Gallus certainly not used to this stuff in the 60s. Rashid Nuhu tries to shake this one off. He's going to give it a little test. Certainly running with a bit of a limp. Curry, the Englishman, with the late, perhaps winner for Fort Lauderdale. See if Tucson can get perhaps a late time goal, maybe even a winner from one of their Englishmen, Charlie Dennis. Korf. Different ends of the country, though. Korf from the north and Dennis from the south. Get things back underway here. Sosa. Back to Jacob Prop. Duel there, win by Bedoya. chance doesn't help him out, but then Dennis does regain possession. And that goes quickly down for his countryman Korf. Good line of run there from Knudsen. Gets ahead of the ball, gets ahead of Korf to the ball. Tucson with some possession in the final third for once. See if they can keep it in there, create something. Under all sorts of pressure from Vanacore Decker. This is where Omaha dangerous. The turnover and the ball through. Just can't get a good touch on it though. No Fox will clear. Loaded up and hold on for the win. That'll only be their second win in the last 6. Played more games in League One than anybody else. Hanging around there in the playoff spots, all the young kids from South Florida. Shenfield going direct. Looking for Ferriol, who's pushing a little further forward. Doesn't find him though, and here come Omaha. Villader looking to get to the outside of Shaq Adams. That's not an easy thing to do. And here come Tucson now with a chance perhaps, some numbers. Then it slows things down though. And you'll find Korf, the little 1-2. Hits the leg of Jacob Kroll, who's looking back for Korf. Now here come Omaha, referee's in the way again. Here comes EVD on that right wing. Shenfield's over to pay some attention. This is Bedoya. Sosa chips it in. He's looking for Hurst. Came off his foot though. We'll go out for a goal kick. Every time a midfielder from Omaha has it with some space and time, you're expecting the ball to find Hurst on one of his trademark diagonal runs. Almost did it there. It's Ferriol chipping it ahead to nobody except Nuhu.
You gotta do this. You gotta do this. Come on. Next up available. Next up available. Keep working, Danny. Excellent. Keep the ball moving. Keep the ball moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Otieno. Here his evening might soon be over. That one's going to be kept in by Sosa. Otieno again, good turn there. Shenfield getting a little frustrated. And Shenfield going backwards. Some pressure being put on here by Omaha. Boy, clatters. You can see his reaction to that. It's going to be a foul on Devin Boyce in the end. So our first substitution of the evening. We'll see a normal starter at defensive mid here. John Skiers, come off the bench for the first time this season. He'll replace Tobias Otieno. Nice game for Otieno. Here's the foul that led to that stoppage. Yeah, it was just a little reckless from Boyce. He does everything 200 miles an hour. That was one spot where he didn't need to do it. As a result, got called for the foul. Speaking of fouls, there's another one on Charlie Dennis. For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USL W League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. It's comprised of clubs from across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets. The W League set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more. We saw Spokane announcing their team earlier this week. So Tucson women are undefeated this season so far in their league. We'll see them join the W League at some point. It's Ferriol. Swinging it wide, looking for Knox. Good first touch by him. Again, Omaha forces that first pass backwards. Charlie Dennis trying to use those quick feet. There's Bedoya with some space. Left side of the box, left footed, cross it in. Cleared away there by Omaha. Almost out for a throw, but they'll keep it in. Will Shenfield get to that one? No, not ahead of Boyce. Boyce ball through looking for Hurst, but over there is Barnathan. Wasn't enough to get it out of play, but there'll be a throw deep here in Tucson territory for Omaha. Finals across the league now. Greenville 1, Chattanooga 1, New England 3, North Texas 0 earlier, and then Fort Lauderdale just wrapped up a 2-1 victory at home against Toronto 2. So this is now the only game going on in League 1, the last game of the weekend. They had one Friday night, 4 tonight. As this ball's cleared away. Teams 9 action this weekend for Madison and Tormenta. Both of them will be enjoying their break. They both played Wednesday. This one goes out for an Omaha throw. Verity Sosa, captain for Omaha. It's Barnathan pushing up. Adams. We'll see a substitution soon for Tucson's Charlie Dennis strikes one from distance. We saw him score from deep against Chattanooga. So with 15 minutes to go here, Ross Davenport with you. Omaha 1, Tucson 0. Here from Werner Park in Papillion, Nebraska. Omaha looking to hang on for their 3rd win in 4 games. Greg Hurst with your only goal for the hosts in the 6th minute. But if you watch that first half, you would be surprised he only came away with the 1. He had plenty of goals and chances. Not so many here in the 2nd half, though. FC Tucson have done a much better job keeping an eye on the Scotsman as Charlie Dennis is down, not for the first time this season. Tucson missing a few people tonight on the bench. Offensively, not a whole lot. Kevin Rodriguez is Hurst now with a chance, looking to take on Barnathan. Shot almost squeezes through the arms of Lapsley. He manages to get enough on it to palm it wide. Hurst, he's a menace. Expect him to score almost every time. He's only taken one of his real 5 quality chances tonight. It was actually a good job by Barnathan to force Hurst wide onto his left foot. Hurst perhaps shot a little early. And it results in a corner. We haven't had too many of these this season. This is actually the first one. Taken left-footed by Damir Viader. Far post for Knutson. Comes off the top of his head and away. Guess who's there? That man, Devin Boyce. Right-footed cross in again. This time also back post, but here comes Shaq Adams. Actually, Charlie Dennis now. But Shaq Adams on the run to his left. Dennis stretching those legs. Out to the right. Shots there. Good save by Nuhu. Derek Forth. He's been given a yellow card. Perhaps we'll get a look at it here, exactly what happened. Oh, it was clattering outside the box, right in front of the ref. Charlie Dennis was coming in for the rebound. After the shot from Forth, it was taken down by Dalton Knutson, who gets the 2nd yellow card of the evening for Union Omaha. Jenner went off with the yellow card, so he's in no danger. Certainly a danger here of somebody having a strike on goal. Manuel Ferriol seems to want it. He's putting it down here right on the edge of the semicircle. Let's take another look at it again, see if you can see from the right side of your screen. It's more like just a collision, sort of coming together of the two players, but the referee had a great view of it. 79th minute here. Great chance for perhaps FC Tucson to tie this one up. Again, there's the yellow card for fancy Charlie Dennis from this side with the left foot. Ferriol back there with the right foot. As you see, Ethan Vanacore-Decker lying down behind the wall, so when the ball does jump, you can't sneak one under. So Kevin De Bruyne, referee's just making sure, I'm sure, that Decker has his arms out the way. We'll see who takes a crack at this one, Dennis or Ferriol. Here we go. It will be Ferriol, hits the wall. Back to Dennis, though. Back to Bedoya, can't get it out from under his feet. Does eventually find Korf, though. Right-footed curler. No, that's not going to be anything there. On Skiers, he had his arms right in front of him. So disappointing set piece in the end from Tucson. Ferriol clatters one into the wall. It will be a corner, though. First corner for Tucson. Ball is swung in. Far post. Headed back across. But it's wide. See what the intention was. Didn't quite get the contact they needed to put that one right back across. And Rashid Nuhu will take his time here as we wind down towards 10 minutes to go. Let's take another look at that replay. Off with the shot. Now, it certainly hit Skiers in the arm, but it was right by his side. No intention to handle that one. Referee Guerin just had a good game tonight, especially considering he wasn't expected to be the center official tonight until earlier this afternoon. Pena plays this one towards Adams. Diadare's there, though. Hooks it away. Hazic goes to ground. Not sure what the decision is there. Perhaps a throw to Omaha. Referee might, yeah, he's not pointing at the ground, he's pointing from where he wants to. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Free kick it was in the end to Omaha. I thought he was just pointing to tell them where to take the throw in from. It didn't look like he was pointing enough to the ground. Off Schenfeld, no substitutions yet for Omaha. Mentioned a little short-handed with no Calixtro, no Perez, no Delgado, and no Frankie. A few academy guys on the bench as Dennis shoves from behind. It's been a frustrating afternoon for Charlie Dennis. That swarming Omaha midfield has given him minimal time on the ball all night. This one, no, he won't. He'll go quick. Too quick. In fact, for referee Geringer. Looking for the whistle first. Jim Mims won't mind that. Another few seconds off the clock. As the Viva Bujos call comes from the Parliament. They'll probably swing this one in towards the penalty spot and does. Not past Barneston, though. Is that one well wide of Wallace Lapsley's goal. 5 shots on target for Omaha. That one wasn't one of them. One for FC Tucson. Not quite what John Gallus wanted. They haven't been able to get any of that offensive threat going that he wanted to see. Certainly being a little short-handed tonight hasn't helped. Still 8 minutes plus, though, to perhaps salvage a point. Red midfielders Jared Odenbeck as well as the 16-year-old Jared Allen on the bench. And referee Garen is going to want a word with substitute John Skiers. No card though. Nice try by Tucson. Pena wanted to take it quickly, but the referee was still chatting with John Skiers. Pena now will send this one downfield. Verity Sosa sometimes has a lack of subtlety when it comes to contact, and that was one of them there. The referee says no more. So many free kicks in these last few minutes for both sides. Charlie Dennis will look to put this one into a dangerous spot with his left foot. Clumsy there from Sosa. We'll see if it costs him. You can see there, Omaha scored 3 goals in the last 15 minutes. Tucson, just the one. See if Dennis can put this on a platter. Swings in, it's a good ball in. Header up and over from Ferrier. Good ball in from Dennis, but Ferrier just mistimed his run a little bit. Couldn't get his head on top of the ball. Parliament can smell it. A few minutes away from another victory to keep their Union Omaha on top of the League One table. This one's cleared away by Barnathan. Another good aerial duel win by Knudsen. She'll be in no hurry to take this one. In fact, he will leave it for Viader. This win would move Omaha to 21 points through 10 games. It will be their 3rd win in the last 5. All 5 undefeated, 3 wins, 2 draws for the men in black. We'll play Chattanooga, the red hot Chattanooga Rebels next Saturday, and then have a Friday night rematch with Madison coming up in a couple of weeks. They'll have a week off between those two, though. No game for Omaha the week of the 10th. Tucson will also take on Chattanooga soon. That game will be on the 10th. So here comes Tucson now, perhaps with a chance. Korf lays it off. Bedoya out wide to Dennis. He's got support in the middle. It's 4 on 5. Dennis slows things down, though. Cracks it with his left foot. Perhaps get a deflection. Yes, it did. Heard the referee's whistle go. There'll be a corner for Tucson. Dennis pulled it back to his left foot and had a crack at it. And the result will be a corner which Bedoya will come over to take. Schenfeld also over. And that quietens the Parliament for a minute. This one's going to go short. Swung in by Pena. Newhoos. He gets one hand in it the first attempt, but it falls at the feet of an Omaha player, and they clear it away. It's Pena again. But now here comes the break. Omaha on the break. On his horse is Vanacore Decker. That's poor. And Greg Hurst in almost a 2-on-2 situation, but it was far too ahead of the Scotsman. See if Tucson have a couple more chances, and then we're going to see a substitution here, as you can see in front of you. Firmino is apparently fit enough for 5 minutes or so. Nice ball in here for Dennis. Lovely first touch. Sosa over to pay attention. Korf back to Dennis. Sosa too quick for Charlie Dennis to try and take on there. It's Korf though. Tucson's still with it here. Just over 3 minutes remaining in regulation here from Warner Park. Tucson looking for that late equalizer, but they won't do it that way. Turnover. Good recovery there by Bedoya. But Omaha have it. Viader. Boyce. Hurst in a ton of space, but Boyce was offside. Jay Mims screaming at Greg Hurst to get back. He had to make his own run back because he was also offside. And we will see Nicholas Firmino, 20-year-old from Brazil. Missed the last game injured, healthy enough to go in this one with the ankle. He will replace Emir Alihodzic. You'll probably see Firmino perhaps drop a little deeper than Alihodzic was, to kind of shore up that defense for the last 5 minutes or so, depending on how many extra time we have here from Warner Park. Alihodzic gives his teammate a hug. Firmino had that cracking goal against Greenville last month. Pena's deep ball is not particularly well handled by Omaha. It'll be a throw in on that far side. Jack Adams with some space, enough space to cross it. Comes the cross, was looking for Ferriol, but headed away. fresh legs they are. Pena. Looking for options. Doesn't find it immediately, so kind of just lumps it forward looking for Korth. Omaha will clear. Scarce. Boyce. Take a few seconds off and go back to Knudsen. Vanderkart, Decker in tons of space. Pena's trying to scramble back. Does get there, and good, well defended there by Pena. He can go a long way with tired legs. Omaha will take their time here as we wind down towards the final minute of the 90. Omaha trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead. It's been a much more even second half. Ferriel. That's turned over to Vanderkart Decker. He's got Hurst inside of it. He's going to take it on his own, try to put it through the legs of Lapsley, but he closes them quickly. And here comes Tucson, though.
Come on, Derek.
Omaha did enough to stop that counterattack.
Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan. Hey, keep him in. Hey, it's all right. Give it back. Give it back. Hey, Ethan. Give it back. Come on, up. Give me 5 left.
Well, the fact that Tucson hasn't made a substitution really tells you what kind of a lack of depth they've got on that bench. Plenty of tired legs out there. With John Gallus, not enough faith in anybody on the bench. Perhaps we'll see one here. Here's the chance from Vanderkart Decker. Barnathan backing off of him. The ball could have gone anywhere. Flick it with the outside of his right foot. Alba N4 enters the game. Former Lansing Ignite player. A couple of starts this season since moving to Omaha. And 1 goal, 1 assist last season, I should say. 14 appearances. And he had 7 starts last year as well. So really a substitute option for Jay Mims, the man from Cameroon. 5 minutes it will be of injury time here at the end of this one, so still a good chance for Tucson to perhaps pull something out the hat here late. Ferriel tries to turn, but he's crowded out. Shenfeld. The best of throws as Ferriel clatters into the back of John Skeers. And that'll take a few more seconds off the clock, even with Barnathan's efforts to reclaim that ball. Nuhu. Saw him almost give away a goal to Shaq Adams early. He's not going to take the risk this time. Good aerial win by Boyce. Actually has to go back inside his box and restart things quickly. Time's running out here for the visitors. Here's Ferriel, though. Here, they're looking clean for him to get it wide. Here wide now is Bedoya. Flicks it ahead to Shenfeld. That's going to be a foul on him. As he ran into the back of, no. Wow. Not sure about that decision. I was saying Matt Geringer was having a great game. That one, I'm not too sure about. We'll take another look on the replay. Shenfeld. Good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Oh, I see what he gave it for. It was a good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge in the end. As Firmino went down, he took Shenfeld down with his legs. I'm not sure how much he meant to do. So Firmino with the yellow card. 1 more yard inside, and that would have been a penalty kick. Take that back, Matt Geringer. That was a great pull. It was a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge, which Firmino came off worse and then ended up giving up the free kick as a result. So Daniel Bedoya, maybe 10 inches outside the Omaha box. What are his options here? He could try and fire one in. See how deep inside the 6-yard box the Tucson players are. 3-man wall for Rashid Nuhu. You have to think Bedoya is just going to try and put this one on goal. Just hope for some kind of chaos inside the 6-yard box. That confirms the yellow card for Firmino. Here comes Bedoya with the right foot, smashes it, it's deflected and wide. Clearly hit the head of Greg Hurst. As you can see what the Tucson players are checking about. Yeah, it's going to be a corner. Udez over there to stop the short one. No, he's not. Tucson will still take it. Trying to find this late winner. Blow cross in. Half cleared and then scooped away in the end by Sosa. Excuse me, by N4. The the way back to Lapsley. Tucson showing some fight late here. Charlie Dennis looking for that left-footed cross. He finds it. Plenty of Omaha bodies back there, though. Knudsen heads it away. So a spirited ending here from the visitors. Not giving up just yet. There's Bedoya with space. N4 comes to help out. Bedoya's looking for space to shoot, doesn't find it. That will be away for a throw as we're winding towards the final minute of injury time. Wish we seemed a little more of this urgency from Tucson earlier in the game. Smashed away. Towards the first base dugout here at Werner Park. Caleb Fox taking a little bit of liberty with the throw-in. Now he's in the right spot, and the big man will lump it into the box. Looking for any head in a white jersey. Doesn't find it though, and that one's going to be cleared way over the bar. Not sure what Manuel Ferriol's bleeding about. Connor Doyle is down inside the box. So that will add a little more time onto the 5 minutes, you would have to think. Get some help up from Knudsen. Workman-like performance tonight by Omaha. Weren't stretched too much, except these last couple of minutes when Tucson's really got urgent. There wasn't enough of that urgency in the first 93 minutes, unfortunately. Nuhu clears this one down with 15 seconds remaining. Hurst stumbles, can't get to that one. He's looking for the foul. He's gonna get it. Omaha will be in no hurry to take this one. Well, is this a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity? It's going to be a, well, he's got the yellow card out, but he's also, perhaps he's looking for some help. It's going to be a yellow card for Schenfeld. His 4th of the season. Schenfeld also seen red this season. Some help from his assistant referees, perhaps, but it was a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. It doesn't look like he's going to give it though. So with the loss, Tucson will remain in 11th. North Carolina, with the win last night, that only got them to 4 points. So still 5 points ahead of last place will be Tucson. North Texas now only 2 points ahead of Tucson. They've only won one of their last 5. As well as Richmond just above them at 12. So FC Tucson still within plenty of distance, since that one's going to be a yellow card. Fox. Lots of confusion going on here. We didn't get a good look. Wallace Lapsley is telling his teammates just to get back in the wall. You have to think here, with time likely up, Omaha won't waste time shooting this. Perhaps they will. You see they've got 7 men plus Nuhu behind the ball right now. Maybe Greg Hurst will give it a crack from here, looking for the brace. Likely the last kick of the game. So it appears the card was meant for 5 as Greg Hurst smashes it into the third base dugout. And that will probably do it. Lapsley looking to start things quickly here. Fox clears downfield. It's not quite ended just yet. Adams swings it wide. Korth. Surely the final few seconds now. Korth for the long distance try! Just past the post of Nuhu. And that will do it. So Tucson, a valiant effort. They fall on the road 1-0 to the first place, Union Omaha. So Jay Mims and John Gallus shaking hands at halfway. Greg Hurst's 6-minute goal turns out to be the difference in this one. Tucson just couldn't get enough going in the final third until those last couple of minutes when they flooded guys forward. Jay Mims very upset at somebody. A good performance by the officials. They got the yellow card right in the end. At the end, as says Greg Hurst, the goal scorer. Could have had at least 3 more in that first half, but I'm sure he'll take the 1. And the 3 points that come along with it. There's your full-time score. Union Omaha 1, FC Tucson 0. We'll be back here with you in a couple of moments with full highlights and stats from this one at Werner Park. There's the winning goal from Greg Hurst. Stay with us. We'll be right back here with all the info on this one from Nebraska. Welcome back to Omaha, where the hosts, Union Omaha, have taken a 1-0 victory over FC Tucson. Omaha will be facing off again at home on Saturday, July 3rd against the Chattanooga Red Wolves. Make sure you tune in to that game, 8 p.m. Central Time on ESPN+. Let's go to our full-time highlights from this one. It was a busy first half for Greg Hurst. Got things off to a great start with a first goal in the 6th minute. The assist coming from Ferdy Sosa. Lovely run towards the front post by Hurst. Glancing header past Wallace Lapsley, and that was the opening goal for Omaha. Greg Hurst would have plenty more chances in that first half, but couldn't put any of them in the back of the net. Here was one here where he just decided to take things on his own. Took on Fox, beat him handily, but a good save in the end there by Lapsley. Came into this game as the League One leader in that department, did Lapsley. Made a few decent saves this evening, but couldn't stop his team from falling on the road. Tucson would throw some things at it late. This was Shaq Adams with the cross, was looking for Korf, but Nuhu with a nice claim inside the 6-yard, but just not enough pace. On that cross from Shaq Adams, who had a relatively quiet night, was held in check by Villadere. This was probably Tucson's best chance. A heavy touch by Nuhu, and Shaq Adams with that ridiculous pace over a couple of yards, but Nuhu just got back to stop the goal. Here's Hurst with his probably best second half chance. Good save there by Lapsley. It was an awkward one, an awkward height for him. He got down quickly though and parried it away. Tucson really turned the screw in the last few minutes, but couldn't find their way past Nuhu. That was a great save there by the keeper. Denying Derry Korf starting at the center forward spot. That was his best chance of the game. As you can see, the shots were even, 11 apiece, but 6 on target for Union Omaha, only 1 for Tucson. As expected, Tucson winning the possession battle, but Omaha made the most of it and got the goal that counted. 7 yellow cards in total in this one. So let's take a look. Coming up Wednesday night on ESPN+, we have a couple of rematches. Forward Madison trying to get revenge for this 2-0 loss recently to New England Revolution 2. They'll face off at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at Breeze Stevens Field. And we also have Tormenta and Toronto. These two teams are probably a little sick of each other at this point, but they'll finish off their series also at 8 p.m. Wednesday night at Irk Russell Park. Toronto coming off that loss to Fort Lauderdale this evening. Tormenta had the bye this weekend, so they'll be well rested. Should be a fun one there. Lots of exciting young talent, including that man, Jaden Nelson. Perhaps we'll see him. He didn't feature tonight. Perhaps we'll see him on Wednesday night. So don't forget to tune in ESPN Plus for all those. And here are your updated standings. Union Omaha increasing their lead to 3 points over the Greenville Triumph, who can only draw tonight in Chattanooga. Chattanooga just lurking there in third as well. Fort Lauderdale now with 17 points, but they have 13 games played. Well, Greg Hurst making the difference again. His goal in the 6th minute was the difference. Union Omaha pick up a 1-0 victory against the visiting FC Tucson. We'll see you back here next time on ESPN+. My name has been Ross Davenport. It's been a pleasure bringing this one to you. We'll see you next time here at USL League One. Have a good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.